Here, Patrick, do you want to write that deal? Sorry.
Hello, can we hear?
Hello?
Not on.
Hello?
Yeah, it's on now. Not really.
Hello?
Huh? Hello, everybody. Okay, I am very happy this evening. Can you hear me, Tom?
No, that's the mic or anything. At first I could hear you. Less.
Now, I am very happy this evening to welcome you all to the United Arts Club for this wonderful exhibition by Tom Mathews. I was lucky enough to actually have the Arts Club to myself yesterday and had an absolutely great opportunity to go around and see every one of these paintings. Very extraordinary, wonderful, interesting. We have to have a long chat, Tom. You possibly need a little bit of help sometimes, but you know what I mean.
I need a lot of help because I know you'll be able to. Look like that time again.
We are so very lucky here to have Rory O'Keefe, who's going to open this exhibition for Tom. They are long-term friends. He knows Tom very well. I might learn an awful lot here. But just before I hand over the microphone, I want to say to you, those red dots on those pictures totally match Tom's scarf, Tom's shoes, and we just need to see more of them.
Do I have to use this mic?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
It's hard to hear people.
I'm not very good at using mics. But anyway, Tom, thank you for the pleasure of opening this exhibition. As you can see, we're surrounded by an array of artworks, a bewildering array of artworks. When I met Tom last week, I've known Tom for a long, long while. Long before I actually knew him in person, I knew of him. From Larry the Leech in Dublin. And those of you who are old enough might remember that fantastic cartoon strip that used to appear in Dublin magazine. I'm not going to delay you long, and when people say that, they usually go on for about half an hour, but about 5 minutes. How do you get inside the mind of Tom Mathews? It's absolutely impossible. When I went back to the 80s, thinking about my first time touring an exhibition of cartoons that the Arts Council were touring around Ireland. You'd be going venue to venue, and some cartoons and some of the drawings you'd get instantly, and then other ones that slowly drop, and then other ones you'd still be bewildered, and it's still happening to this day, and that is meant as a supreme compliment. The first thing that comes to mind when you look around the room here is the word surrealism. And last week, when we did have a little chat, and we went through copies of the artworks, it's so evident that this man's mind is still as fertile and mischievous and contrary and, should I go with the word contorted, possibly, as ever. And contorted in a beautiful, beautiful way. Surrealism, to me, and I taught art history many centuries ago, I had very mixed emotions to surrealism, because first year students, inevitably, you ask them to list their favourite artwork, and it was Salvador Dali. But me and Tom would be in the camp, and it's so obvious around looking at the walls that Magritte was the supreme artist of the surrealists. Well, what does make surrealism really, really interesting? And that's the combination of crazy ideas and wonderful technique. And in a world, and let's face it, we live in a world that seems to have completely lost the plot. It's very, very important that we actually stay focused on humanity, the cerebral, and all the important things in life, which is humanity. And Tom is full of touching on that personal humanity. He delves into the worlds of personal inspiration, be it with images or words, or just inspiration from day-to-day encounters. His love of humorous, and I could start with Groucho Marx, we could go on to The Simpsons, Flann O'Brien, familiar faces, and on and on and on. But I don't want to explain the work because I can't. All I can say to you is that back to that time when I toured the exhibition, all those 40 years ago, I still respond to this work on the walls this evening, and I had the pleasure of being in here at the very, very beginning and going around work by work. And as I say, the response is immediate, it's puzzlement, it's bewilderment, and hopefully ending up in enlightenment. I think of the pint of plain, a quiet evening at home, the Orange Man, which I'm very proud to be an owner of, and I'm going to leave it at one last thing, which is, well, one thing I do want to say, all of this looks effortless. And when you're in the presence, be it an amazing performer, an actor, a musician, or an artist, it looks absolutely effortless. And I know, and any of us who know, who has dabbled a little bit in art, or handling art, is extremely complex, tedious, patient work, but it looks effortless. And to finish up, I'll just say there's one work that sums it all up, and it's basically Tom Mathews, still crazy after all these years.
Thank you, Rory. Thanks everyone for coming along. And you made that look completely effortless as well. I know how much work went into that. Thank you for that.
One last word is having had the pleasure of giving up art history and working with art and artists all my life. Artists survive on one thing and one thing alone, and that's sales of work. So please, as far as I'm concerned, these works are for next to nothing. They're incredible value. For the amount of work, for the genius that's gone into them, please buy a work. And one more word, a final word. Tom is one day beyond his birthday, so I'd like to wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, these days. Yeah, it is.
How you doing?
When you were 50, you were kind of.
I'll put this up on my channel now in a few minutes. It's not live. It's not going live, but it doesn't matter. Have you anything to say before I put it up online? Yeah? You're here, just want to say that. Right.